Hello and welcome to the channel, Kelly Legends Media. I want to say thank you to all my subscribers. We're on our way to 7,000. That's our goal for this month. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, but you're a frequent watcher, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. It's only going to take a second. Set that notification bell on all so you'll be notified whenever a video drops or if we go live. And hit that like button. Take some time during the video to smash that like button. It really helps the channel. It's a good way to support the channel. And I'd appreciate it. All content creators appreciate likes. It helps the videos get noticed by YouTube, and YouTube moves them more through the streams and through more devices. Okay, so this video's kind of twofold. First, we're going to talk on the live the TEHACHAPI prison a day ago. I'm not sure when this video is going to go out. It might be 2 days. If I get it out today, it happened yesterday, 8 o'clock in the morning. I think it was 8:07 in the morning. An inmate was standing at his door trying to get the attention of the correctional officers. A lot of times you could flash your light. That's one way to get them to look over to your section, you know. Otherwise, it's just a bunch of doors to him. You know, you got to flash it somehow. Some people have this long piece of cardboard. Some people be funny. They cut a little arm with a hand in the end, and they slide it out the side of the door, and they wiggle it up and down. It looks like a hand's waving outside your cell. Anyways, however this man pulled it off, he got the correction officers to go over to his cell. So when they get there, he tells them, "Hey man, you gotta take me out of here. I'm feeling stressed. You know, yeah, I'm not feeling good." Like, what's wrong with you? I'm just like, something's wrong. All right, they pop his door, bring him out, and they see his CELLIE in there, right? His CELLIE has injuries, brutal injuries. That's what it says in the report. Basically, this guy was brutally beaten. Anyways, so they pull this cat out, gaffle him up, probably take him to the administration office, and they hit the emergency alert. Okay, medical staff goes in, starts working on the dude. He's unresponsive at this time in his cell. They get him, they take him to their triage area, and at 8:55, like 50 minutes later from the time they discovered him, they pronounced him deceased there at the prison. So I was thinking the time frame. Okay, 8 o'clock. He probably already walked to chow. If they walked to chow, maybe they stood in for whatever reason. Maybe they were going to eat in their cell, or they didn't like the breakfast, or they don't have breakfast. I don't know. I don't know whether they went to breakfast or not. But it seems like sometime after breakfast, they ended up getting down. Okay. The report didn't mention anything about any inmate manufactured weapons or anything. Only that there was noticeable injuries on his CELLIE. They were almost the same age. They were 1 year apart. I think they were 37 and 38 years old. If not, they were 36 and 37. They were just 1 year apart, these guys. They were both black males. And there's really no indication why they got into it, or why what happened. I don't know if the charges. They didn't have bad charges. One was in there for involuntary manslaughter. The guy who got unalived, he was in there for involuntary manslaughter. His name was Duran, last name. The other guy's name was Cole. He was in there for attempted. Yeah, I believe it was an attempt and a robbery. In any case, Cole, the suspect, he was sentenced to 31 years. He had already been in 10 years, so he had 20 more years to go. You figure he's 38 years old. He's got 10 years in. Another 20 years would have made him pretty close to 60 years old. Now, if they charge him with this man being unalived, he's going to be looking at more time. And at that age, like, it's hard to just restart your life and get anything done, you know, that's profitable, that you can live well, you know. He's just gonna struggle the ending of his life. All these years wasted in prison, you know. I don't know if they disrespected each other. Whatever it was, they couldn't live together, and they should have separated at some time. I know it's different with the raza inside prison because you can't just do something like this, you know. Of course, if your cellie has bad charges, yeah, and say you're on lockdown, they moved your cellie out, and they bring this dude, and he's got bad charges. You're not gonna get permission or wait for permission to move on them. That's an automatic goal right there. But you know, if they stick somebody in your cell and you don't get along with them, and there's a conflict, then you have them moved. You know, there's ways to do it. You go talk to who you got to talk to, and you get some bed changes before there's conflict. You know, there's no reason for no long-term disagreement or long-term animosity to be going on between two inmates. There's other ways to go about it, unless it was just a heat of the moment fight. I don't know. But for all those reasons, you could find yourself in that situation. Now, although it's not allowed, it does happen with the raza. But if you're going to take that upon yourself, you do it knowing that when you get to the back, you're going to pay for it. You know, you're going to have to put in some work or something. There's going to be consequences. It's not just going to be, you know, a slap on the wrist, you know. Anyways, this happened outside of our race, outside of our culture. I can't really speak on how it's done with those guys. I don't know. For all I know, that guy will just get moved to another yard once he gets out of the hole and goes through what he's going to go through, whether they charge him or whatever, do his shoot time, and then hit a yard somewhere and just be good. I don't know, you know. But I know that if you're with the program, you can't just randomly just take flight on your cellie and do something like this, you know. Unless, like I said, there's paperwork, snitch paperwork, or he fucks his off, you know, and he's got to go. And if he's living in your house, then most likely you're going to be the one to have to take care of that. That being said, I want to say this. I know there's not too many of you that have subscribed to my channel, but those of you who are young and think it's firme, like kicking it with the homies on the yard, and you know, go in there and get some work done, and you know, put in some work, and you know, get known and all of that shit. Just know that anything could happen from one day to the next. You know, you could end up, like in this case, being the victim or the suspect for so many reasons, you know, and from one day to the next. So if you don't think endangering your life that way, like if that's nothing to you, there's a bed space for you. There's plenty of room in the state of California where you could be housed, and you could go in there and you could do your thing and be a crazy gangster, you know. But I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. You're going to waste a lot of years where you could be doing something productive with your life and with your time, you know. yeah, we got to be real careful with the decisions we make, That's all I'm saying, and the lifestyles that we choose, you know. Cell fights are nothing nice, whether there's a weapon or not. You could still be unalived even though there's no manufactured weapon. There's a lot of weapons that just sitting around on your shelf. Uh, yeah, there's a lot of things you could sell, so you don't have to cut your door and all of that to unalive somebody in your cell, and it could happen. You know, be careful, people. Stay out from behind them walls. Stay safe. This little incident is, you hear about it all the time. Inmates getting killed in different prisons by their cellies. Most of the time, it's behind bad charges. So all you people that scroll through the channels and come across this one and come to this point in the video, just know that you mess around, with your little fetishes and shit, and they involve women and children. You'll have the most unpleasant time while you're in there alive, because, yeah, you'll be very much hated and despised in there. Everybody knows. Anyways, I just wanted to touch on situations you could run into in prison. Self fighting. It's a hard thing to do, regardless of anything. And that fight usually is gonna go on until it's finished. Very rarely, unless one of the guys starts yelling for help and a CO hears it. Or there's just so much rambling and banging. The guys are so big, and a CO might walk by downstairs and hear something and go up and check. Otherwise, you guys are just going to go at it until the wheels fall off, It is what it is, Best remedy, stay out from behind them walls. Too much going on right now over there, man. For a while there, it wasn't so bad, but right now, it's rocking and rolling. It's a place you don't want to be. That being said, I'm going to end this video. Thank you for watching. Hit that like button, and thank you very much. God bless you. God bless your families. I'll see you on the next one.